What is up, YouTube? It's your average Joe with another gear review, and today we are reviewing the Devos Lightranger 2000. Now, this is supposed to be known as the best overlanding camping light there is, but is it really? And in this video, I'm going to show you guys what the difference is between the 2000 and the 1200 and even their 800, and if it's worth upgrading to this if you already have the 1200, and whether or not this is worth it at all. Now, I just want to say that I am not associated with Devos. They did not send this out to me. I don't have an affiliate link for you guys to get a discount. I bought this with my own money, so this review is going to be a super unbiased one. I'm just going to tell you guys what I think, what I recommend it, and if I would get something different. So before we get started, we're going to do a quick unboxing. I'm going to show you guys how this thing sets up, how it folds, and all that stuff. Then I'm going to tell you guys my honest opinion, some other uses that I found for this thing, and would I recommend it. So I do have one con with this, and that will be something that I leave for towards the end of the video, and you'll understand why when we get there. So I will have timestamps of the unboxing, the setup, and my review overall. So if you guys want to skip around, if you guys don't want to see the unboxing and all that, you guys can do that with the little scroll wheel on the bottom right here of the video. So let's get to a quick unboxing. I'm gonna show you guys what comes with it. Then I'm gonna talk about some of the accessories that we got with it. All right, guys, so out of the box, we have the Lightranger 2000 and the motion sensor, but let's open up the light first. All right, so it looks like the light is already inside this bag. All right, Devos. So we got nice patch, nice touch to this pretty weatherproof feeling bag. Looks like it's got a handle on both ends, or you have this shoulder strap as well. First feel of the hand, it definitely feels very sturdy. It's got a good heft to it. I know this thing weighs like 5 pounds, but it feels like it's pretty good quality. Let's see if there's any charge to it. Oh, and there is. Ooh. Let's see what else is in the bag. There's a little pocket in here. Now let's see what's in the pocket. Little Velcro. Okay, so they give you actually a power brick and a Type-C charger as well. Looks like these are the stakes. Yep. These are the stakes for the stand. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a quick setup and how easy it is to set this thing up. So it pretty much has this leg system right here. And the cool thing about this is it's very compact. It folds down to about 3 feet and it's about 5 pounds. So not too heavy, not too light. This thing feels pretty sturdy. The legs itself feels pretty sturdy, and the light itself too feels pretty sturdy. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the heat sinks on top of this thing is so beefy. It's pretty beefy. Feels very solid, very strong. Just comparing it to the pictures from the old 1200, you can tell how much bigger the heat sinks are on this. So it must get really hot with that 2000 lumens of light. So to set this up, you pretty much just pull the legs out. You could do one click, this, it stands up like that, right? Or you could also pull it out one more time, this, for a wider base. And this wider base allows it to be a little bit more sturdy, as you guys can see, wider legs. But the thing that I like about this the most is each leg, I'll show you guys, each leg actually comes with a stake right underneath here. So you could actually take these and stake it down to the ground. So if it's really, really windy and you don't want this thing to fall over, they got built-in stakes, and all of them store underneath in each leg, which I think is really cool. All right, so this thing sets up to about 3 feet, and it goes as high as 9 feet. Let me show you guys how to do that real quick. It just comes with these tabs that you can adjust. There's 4 sections. That, and now your 3-foot light is now a 9-foot light. Just for reference, I'm about 5'11", so yeah, this thing is it's pretty tall. Another cool feature about having a light up that high is, you know, when you're camping, sometimes the bugs are attracted to the light. So with the light being that high, the bugs are kind of up there. So, you know, they're away from your face, away from your camp, and stuff like that. All right, so let me show you guys how to operate this light. So in the front right here, there are 2 buttons. This one is to turn the light on. And if you keep clicking it, you actually could turn 2 of the lights off. 3 of the lights off and then turn it off completely. And then this other button right here is just to change in between the lights. So you got white, then amber, then red, and then back to white. So with the older models, you actually needed a separate filter that's available on their site. So if you have the Devos 800 or the Devos 1200, you actually had to buy this cone filter system that you pretty much just slide under here to get that amber light, and the same thing with that red light. So now it's all built in into one unit. Don't need any filters, so that's kind of nice. So just some specs about this light. It does charge via USB-C right here, and with the included power brick and the cord that they give you, it does charge to about 60% in for the first hour, and then it takes another 2 hours to fully charge it after that. They claim it lasts a little over 4 hours when it's like at its fullest setting, so 2000 lumens, all 4 sides on. And I did find that to be a little accurate. So I think I got a little over 4 hours, maybe 4 hours, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And they also claim that this thing lasts 80 hours. Now you could get 80 hours if you use only one side of the light and, you know, run it at a pretty low setting. But again, when you're camping, I've never had this at its brightest setting. You know how pitch black it is out there. Even at its lowest setting, you are able to see the whole camp when this thing is at its lowest setting. All right, guys, so next we're going to talk about this. This is the motion sensor. And as you guys can see here on the top of it, it has 2 knobs. These are 2 analog knobs. One is for time, so you can set the time, and one is for sensitivity. And these right here are the sensors. So I would say it has probably about a 270-degree angle of detection. And it has this little rubber gasket that pretty much just slides into the pole like that. So I'll show you guys how to put it on right now. So you pretty much just push it against the pole, snaps into place like that, and then you could also point this or put it into whatever direction you need it to be. And then this thing right here just plugs in via USB-C. So the light right here, and it's just that easy. All right, guys, so another cool thing about it, so this is the USB plug for the motion sensor, is as you guys can see, there's another USB-C port here. That way, when you're using the motion sensor, you can still plug it in with another USB-C to charge it and charge the light at the same time. So I thought that was a really cool wiring system mechanism that they got for this thing. Now this thing works just like most people have in their garages, you know, with the lights, and when people walk by it all automatically turns on. It pretty much works the exact same way. We got this accessory because, you know, when you're overlanding and you're camping, very remote places, you know, hopefully you don't get intruders, but if you get any intruders, whether that's people, animals, or even Bigfoot, I don't know, but at least this thing will turn on automatically and kind of deter anyone that's trying to cause a little trouble in your camp. And you can have this thing plugged in, charging, and use it at the same time, which I thought was really cool. For some reason, our lantern can't be charged and used at the same time. So we really like that feature. Small feature, but super, super helpful and useful. I also did buy the magnetic carabiner because I've actually used this to, you know, work on my car at night. The magnetic carabiner just literally clips on top right here, and you can just hang it from your hood. It makes it super easy to see what you're doing, and yeah, that's why I got that too. Now, one of the coolest features about this lamp that separates it from their old flagship, so the 1200 and the 800, is that now it has a Bluetooth app. So you can now control this thing via your phone. So let me show you guys how to operate the Bluetooth app right now. All right, guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the app. So this is what the app looks like, and it's pretty easy to use. So you guys can see here on the bottom, this is the power button. This is to turn the light off and on. And again, this is through Bluetooth. And over here, you can also switch it from white to amber to red. And then you can also, let's turn it back to white. You can also turn off each side. So say you wanted to just have the one front light on, you also do that. So now only the front one is on. So right here on the bottom, you could also adjust the brightness. So right now it's at its lowest setting. So if we slide this all the way to its brightest setting, and full 2000 lumens, you can also do it through the app. And so this is super nice and convenient. And you also have the power of the battery left. So it looks like we got 75% left on the light itself. And also you could turn it off and on from wherever. So the cool thing about the Bluetooth light is you don't no longer have to, you know, grab it, take it down to turn it off or on. You can literally just control it from your seat. Or say you're sleeping and you need to go to the bathroom and you can't see out there, you can just turn it on with your phone to be able to see. So, All right, guys, so I just want to do a test and show you guys how bright this thing is. So right now I'm just going to turn one side on at its lowest setting. There it is. So just the left side is on. And as you guys can see, it's pretty bright. Now let's turn all four sides on. So this is all four sides on right here. And this is still the lowest setting. So now I'm going to turn it up all the way to its brightest setting. Damn! That is literally a portable street light. And that's how bright this thing is. It's pretty bright. All right, guys, so besides overlanding and camping, I actually found myself using this light a lot more than I anticipated. I thought this thing was gonna sit in the gearbox, in the gear vault, you know, and it'll be taken out whenever we go camping, but this thing has literally come in handy for several different scenarios. When our power was out, we were able to use this just to light the house, light the backyard, light the patio, so that was super, super nice. So I'm a basketball player, I love playing ball, and sometimes I get off work kind of late, so, you know, some basketball hoops don't have a light, so I just take this with me to the court, put it up to 9 feet and just let it shine. I'm able to see and play whenever I want to. So that's also been super, super nice and super cool as well. And another thing too is I've actually used this as a studio light. It's actually really, really good lighting for when I shoot videos. So if I'm somewhere where it's really dark, a lot of rooms that I stay at sometimes will have like yellow lights and they just don't look good. It makes the video kind of grainy. So when you have these bright LEDs, it's literally like the perfect studio portable light that you could take anywhere with you. And those are just a couple scenarios. Like I said, I've used this thing in a lot of different scenarios and I've definitely loved it. I actually use it more outside of camping and overlanding than I have for my adventures. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I'm not associated with this company. Don't have an affiliate link for you guys to get a discount or anything. I bought this with my own money, so I'm giving you guys the most unbiased review. And would I recommend this? Now, the one con that I was telling you guys about earlier is the price. The price of this thing is $250, which I think will actually be the reason why most people wouldn't get it. I feel like for the value that I've used it for, especially for overlanding, especially for camping and all those other things, this thing has been super nice, super convenient to have. If you have a Devos 1200 or 800, I honestly don't think you really need to upgrade. Yes, this one is brighter, but you know, when you're camping or overlanding, 2000 lumens, 1200 lumens, I mean, you're not really gonna use it to, you know, the full brightness. At least we didn't use it as full brightness. You know, people on YouTube have claimed that this is the best overlanding light that you can get right now. And I can't honestly tell you whether it is or not. Only because this is the first time I bought anything like this. My wife and I use our headlamps. We each have one. We have a little rechargeable Duracell lantern that's also USB-C as well. So we've been using that as our main source of light. And then we also have camp lights, like kind of like Christmas lights kind of thing that we use to light up our thing. But it's weird, but after I've had this, I honestly can say that this will always be in my gear vault when I go camping. Or when I go overlanding. Now I can't go on adventures without it. Maybe I spoiled myself. So in a sense, I think it is worth it to get it. If you're okay with putting the filter on yourself, you don't even really need it, you know, or if you're okay with not having the Bluetooth app, then I would actually recommend getting 2 of the 1200s. I feel like that would be way more useful in terms of, you know, when you're camping, you just have like a way brighter spread of the light. Maybe you could put one on each side of your camp. That way you could, you know, literally light up your whole camp if you really needed to. But if you do need that Bluetooth app, I mean, you can't do it with the 1200. Obviously, you need to upgrade to their new flagship, the Devos Lightranger 2000. And yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. But you could get 12% off your first order, which is what I did with this light. So if you are a first-time customer and you sign up with your email, you don't have to pay anything. You get an instant 12% off. So you just go to their site. I think it's like devosoutdoor.com or something. I'll put a link in the description, but you can get 12% off. So $250, I actually got this for about $220 with that discount. So maybe that's something you could do. And that 12% discount also applies to the 2-pack of the Devos 1200 too as well. So I don't know the exact price. I'll put it somewhere here after I research it. I'll put it somewhere on the screen right here. And yeah, hopefully this review helps you guys. And if it did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to see any of my other adventures, I'll put a link right here. And if you guys want to see any of our other gear reviews, I'll put another link right here. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.